What does it mean to stay on our own paper? This concept is something that I've been exploring a lot recently. I'm taking some different programs and listening to some books by a woman called Laura Doyle. She has, I would call it a little bit of a controversial style of work around relationships, but it's something that I feel really resonant with. It's all about being empowered. So this idea of staying on your own paper is so important. If you're feeling at times resentful, angry, frustrated, like you are hopeless, there's nothing that you can do about a situation. And I'm going to talk about this in relation to relationships and intimate partnership. So my upcoming course, Vital Joy, which is for women, we're going to actually focus on this. It's a 4-week live group mentoring program, and we really focus on the idea of staying on your own paper in this course. What that means is, how can you come back to what is in your power, what is in your influence, and not what is the other person's responsibility and what is in the other person's realm. Now, this is a complex concept because, of course, there are things that your partner does, says, think, and believe that relates to you and has an impact on you. So what happens is we often move over onto their paper, kind of look down and see on their paper, all right, how are you thinking about me? You're thinking this. Okay, well, how might I be able to change that so that you think different so that I feel better? Or so that you believe the same thing that I believe so that I feel better. It seems like silly when you put it that way, but actually it's very common for us to think in these kinds of ways. All right, how can I express this in a way that they will do what I want them to do? How can I express my needs and desires in a way that they meet them? I am going to unabashedly admit to doing this. For sure, 100% have done this. It was my MO. And is no surprise because I had struggled with over-controlling in the past in a way to try to feel safe. So that's a pattern of mine, to try to control. Now, I discovered that that does not work, and I discovered that through a very intense way. It does not work with me. But in some ways, that pattern still persisted, because patterns persist until we change them. And we change them is an empowered thing. There are actions we need to take. We don't just go and do an ayahuasca session and then be like, all right, we're fully healed. No, there's integration, and we actually have to put the insights into practice. Putting the insight of staying on your own paper into practice means asking yourself, when am I on their paper? Now, it might be with your partner, but you can also do this with anyone else. For example, if my partner is going away for the weekend because he just wants to go away and do some things, and that brings up some fear in me because I want to be with him and I want to go with him, and why is he going there? And that's on his paper. His reason for going is on his paper. The fact that he's going is on his paper. So what I can do is only control my own expression and response. If my response does not feel awesome about that, that's for me to look at. Why does that not feel awesome? Now, I'm a super independent person. I love my alone time too, and I can understand that he wants his. It's very easy for me to be like, oh, cool, have fun. I also love when he's super happy and juiced up, and these things make him happy and juiced up. So go and do that. But then that wounded part of me, the part that has patterned to stay in control or to try to be in control by creeping over onto his paper and what he's doing and what he's deciding, even if it has an impact on me because, oh, I wanted to spend some time with you this weekend. I can still share that from my own paper, not, why are you doing this? You should have spent time with me this weekend. I don't want you to do that. All of this is trying to control the other person. So I can share, beautiful, I hope you have a fun time. I would really love in the future to go with you sometimes and spend weekends away because I love that. That's what I share because that's actually what's true for me. Not the wounded, twisted part that tries to control. Because ultimately, when we're trying to control another person, and even if we get what we want by controlling them, they do what we want, they think what we want, it's not real. It's an illusion. because they're bending to a will of being controlled. They're not deciding that on their own. If we try to control someone's affections toward us, be more affectionate, come and do this. Like, it doesn't feel good. You want to do the opposite if someone's controlling you to do that. You can't control someone. You can't. You can only express what's real for you and work with your own feelings of anxiety, sadness, whatever wounding there might be. You have the power to repattern that. You totally do. Doesn't mean that you're at core wrong or bad or weak. You can repattern that. And this is why I'm doing this kind of work. This is what we do in my retreats. This is what we do in my live programs and my online courses. So if you're interested in any of this, if you're curious, reach out to me. Take a look at my website. All of the links are below. It's all about being in your power. Because when you're on his page, you're giving your power to that, which you can't control. That's his. You're giving your power away. But if you come back to what is on my page, all right, my feelings are on my page. How can I work with them? You know, my expressing desire is on my page. How can I do that in a way that isn't controlling and with expectation or assumption? I hope that this helps you. It helps me so much. I'm in such a deep phase of learning and being humble, and my programs aren't sharing from a state of I'm a master of all of this, but from a state of this is what's working for me, this is what's juicing me up. How can I create containers where we all feel safe and free to express these parts of ourselves and explore together? So thank you for watching. I hope this sparked something to think about. If you have more questions, let me know, and see you soon.